Hi, welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we are here to talk about the movie The Bride of Frankenstein. It is the sequel to the classic 1931 James Whale film Frankenstein, starring Boris Karloff as the infamous monster and Colin Clive as Dr. Henry Frankenstein. Both Boris Karloff and Colin Clive return to their respective roles. The movie picks up immediately right from where the original Frankenstein movie ended, but is told from the author of the Frankenstein novel, Mary Shelley, who is in fact played by the beautiful Elsa Lanchester. She then describes that the story doesn't end right where the monster throws Dr. Frankenstein off the top of the windmill and the countryside villagers burn down the said windmill. Surprisingly, Dr. Frankenstein survived the fall, and the monster survived from being buried by the burned rubble of the windmill. The monster then escapes and wreaks havoc on the countryside villagers once again. But it doesn't end there. Another professor from the university where Dr. Henry Frankenstein once worked at, Dr. Pretorius, wants to create another monster, but he has to blackmail Frankenstein to cooperate, as Henry wants to retire from doing such evil deeds. Dr. Pretorius wants to create a friend and mate for the original monster, a woman. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I like Bride of Frankenstein more so than the original film. The original film is good, but I think this sequel is bigger and better. The character development is much more exemplary, especially for Dr. Henry Frankenstein, his monster, and Dr. Pretorius as well. Let's talk about this new character, Dr. Pretorius. He is played by none other than Ernest Thesiger, and he does so amazingly. His character is brooding and provides some great dark humor for the film. It was nice having a newcomer, mad scientist, for the new chapter in the Frankenstein series. Speaking of the Frankenstein series, there are a total of 5 films. That's including the 1948 comedy spin-off Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and that's also a great film as well. The cinematography is presented with some terrific expressionist camera work by cinematographer John J. Mescal, who uses unique effective camera angles and movements to provide the best presentation for the creation of the bride scene. And it just looks astounding. What I really appreciate this film entirely for is the humanization of Frankenstein's monster and his character development. He is trying to find his place and purpose in the world. The monster is constantly craving for company and acceptance by others. At some point in the movie, he meets a blind hermit in the woods playing Ave Maria on the violin, and he becomes his first true friend. The hermit teaches him how to speak and how to appreciate the small things in life, whether it be food, drink, or just having friends in general. Of course, some countryside villagers run him off, and the monster causes more hysteria. One of the most memorable scenes in this movie is the actual creation of the monster's bride, who is also played by Elsa Lanchester. Don't forget, she also played the author Mary Shelley at the beginning of the movie. Here's a little cool factoid about Elsa Lanchester. She was only 5'4" tall at the time of filming, so they had to install stilts for her to make her appear some feet tall. Even though her appearance as the monster's bride is brief, she goes all out in her role, especially when she meets Frankenstein's monster for the first time. Her hissing and screaming is just truly hair-raising. Overall, The Bride of Frankenstein is a staple film that many enthusiasts of the horror genre should watch. It's a classic, and it is truly one of the most wonderfully crafted films in cinematic history. You can't get any better than this. I give this movie an A+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to keep up with my real reviews.